Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the largest international curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you decided to join us to watch some of the top teams from around the world participate in this event. My name is Jesse Hamonic, and I'm the Vice President and Country Head of Nutrien Ag Solutions Canada. Like farming, curling brings our communities together, and Nutrien Ag Solutions is committed to promoting the diversity of sport within the communities where we work and live. We're so grateful to the Western Showdown team for allowing us to partner with them to bring you this event, and I want to wish you all, the teams, a safe and successful event.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown. We're so glad you've decided to join us to come see some of the world's best curlers participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the Branch Director for RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're also proud to support the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown, as RBC is committed to working with our community to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the community in which we live. Thank you to everyone on the organizing committee for putting this great event together, and on behalf of RBC Dominion Securities, enjoy the tournament.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial. Financing that's in the field.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
In just underway during this men's quarterfinal. Apologize for the audio problems that we've been having. Not sure if you can hear me yet, but seems like it's working on my end. We'll carry on here for a few minutes and see how it goes. Quarterfinal action tonight from the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. My name is Sean Joyce. Happy to be with you here with the game between Catlin Schneider, qualified through the A, and Michael Brunner. Brunner was one of the C event qualifiers. Had to play in the last draw just to get into this quarterfinal matchup. Now, I believe by virtue of being a higher seed, that Catlin Schneider had the last rock guaranteed in the first end. Used it to blank the first, had to roll all the way across the house, just got out the back. Got forced to the single in the second end, so he's got the 1-0 lead as we begin here in end number 2. And it is Brunner with last rock. That was the 5th rock of the end, so now Brunner can start to clean up things on that center line area. Would have liked to make a couple guards go away. Drives it by the 2 closest to the house. Schneider continues to sit one. The Yellowstone you can see at the edge of the 8-foot. Going to look to come around the two tight center guards, coming around the side that would allow him to bury behind his own yellow rock. Haven't given you the team lineups yet, but I'm trying to pay attention on my own. I think we've got a lineup change from what we've got on the roster list. Sterling Middleton throwing there, but that was still second stones. He's listed as the third. For Michael Brunner, the lead is Andreas Gerlach. The second going here, Romano Meyer. Anthony Pataud, third, and of course Michael Brunner the skip. As is my custom, I apologize in advance for any names I've mispronounced. Got rid of both guards there, brings it back, kills that stone in the ring. So just the two rocks left in play now, but two in the house belonging to Catlin Schneider. Might be a double available on across the house. Long double, but it's probably there. Catlin just trying to decide where can we put another rock. Don't want to leave a triple. You'd like to make him play the hard double. We'll want to all the way across the house. Definitely does look like a lineup change from what we've got listed. And if I recall correctly, I did one of their games earlier and they were still playing in the order that their roster is on the website. This is Jason Ginter, listed as the second, going third stones. Sterling Middleton is the second. The lead, Alec Horvath. Speaking on the left as we look from behind Jason Ginter. And the skip, Catlin Schneider. Hoping to curl by that stone. Leave an awkward double over there, but lines them up. No double's an automatic, but this is easier than going all the way across the house. Possible with the weight these guys are capable of throwing. If you hit this 3/4 center line side, make the double, and by hitting it that thick, you can keep the shooter in place somewhere. Makes the hit, but he's going to be a little thin. Misses the second stone and loses his shooter. So another opportunity for Jason Ginter to make the draw. Tighten the ice up just a little bit. They'd like to get past that stone. Going to play the same direction. Still looks like it's on line for the stone at the tee line, and it's going to be a little bit deeper. So now they're trying to freeze it. Got them a little tighter together. Definitely a double available. The Brunner indicating they might like to hit on the nose. Won't get the double, but you keep your shooter in front of that yellow stone. That might be a better result. To get the double, you have to lose the shooter. Schneider would split the range and still be looking to get it forced. Both are on the center line side. It's a good shot. It is still Schneider sitting shot rock, but hard to remove the red one. Have to get it very thin if you were going to try to pick it clean. Catlin looking to blast it, get it out, and hold the shooter. He wants to sit 2 when this is done. As long as he's sitting 2, he's got a chance for the force. He would have the option, I guess, if he really wanted to just draw, split the house, sit 2 that way. You always hate to leave an opposition stone in the ring, though, when you don't have last drop. Catlin Schneider with his first stone here in end number 3. He's got a 1-0 lead. Trying to blast the red stone out, keep the shooter and sit 2. Makes the hit. The red and the yellow both go. Shooter rolls across the corner of the button. There it is. Schneider again, sitting 2. No easy double there. Brunner will play the hit on the shot stone and try to roll behind second shot. Could have left the hit it the other way. He hit the second shot. Oh, he's looking at the slash double. He knows full well if he wants to blank the end, he's got to make the double now. Double on your last one and stay. Would still get you forced. A little risky here because if you don't make contact with the second stone, it's in a pretty good spot. Catlin Schneider guards it. Might be looking at a steal. Sweeping now from the offside, looking for some curl. He's got to hit this first one fairly thin. Makes contact, touches the second one. These lively stones, the big spin and sweeper ready to meet it at the hog line, or at the tee line, and that's enough to get it out the back. Nothing left in play. Standing shot by Michael Brunner. Catlin Schneider settling into the hack to throw his final stone. We'll just look to put this in the ring somewhere. Don't really expect any kind of a miss at this level of play. So rather than worry about trying to find a tricky spot in the ice, Catlin Schneider just using this opportunity to practice his draw to the button. Nothing out of the brushers. Stone will come to rest in the back of the 8-foot. Michael Brunner will have the opportunity to hit and roll out with his final stone. Try to blank this in, keep last rock into the 4th. One final note on the Schneider lineup is Alex Horvath, who throws the lead stones but holds the broom for Catlin Schneider. Brunner on the out turn. Brusher picked it up right away. going to be fairly thick on this, but with that big weight, and again, these lively stones, we will roll that all the way out of play. We've got a blank end here in the third. Michael Brunner, trailing by one, will have last rock again in the fourth.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Fourth end underway. First stone right in the top 12-foot area. I don't know whether they called for the guard or called for it in the ring, but I got 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's just fighting the 12th, I believe. Brunner ignores it, calls for the corner guard. The guard is a little bit long, does protect a piece of that rock in the top 12, but looks like there's enough to go after it. Now you have to be a little bit careful here. Not only do they have the free guard zone, but the new tick rule that was introduced last year, so can't even rub that guard on the way by. If he pushes it off the center line, it goes back. The nice thing about the ice and the current, the movement has been late, so you can make a shot like this without having to get too tight to the guard. Good illustration of it right there. Now they did throw very quiet weight to make sure they could come by the guard a little wider. In so doing, they won't get the rock out the back, but well behind the tee line. The rock they can use to try to generate an extra point themselves. Shooter biting the 12-foot, so Sterling Middleton going to make a play at it. Makes the hit. Don't think they were able to get the shooter into the ring, but it does sit in a nice position for them in front. and thought about maybe coming around. The problem is that stone's so tight to the ring, easy stone to run back. In the end, decided they could play the double peel, so the long guard across the face of the one tight to the rings. Try to get the shooter off the center line to a corner guard position. Gets it a little thin, drives it by everything, and out the back. Shooter rolls out of play. Catlin Schneider would really like to do something about that corner guard. He's just not sure that they can make the roll into the house off of it. Good call and a nice attempt. He had to roll fairly steep to get into the ring, so they brought the weight right down. Still, with what he hit, fairly thick. Not able to get, I don't think he's got a bite of the 12 foot. It doesn't look like it from the overhead, but of course the overhead's up to the center hole, not the edge of the 12 foot. Either way, he's got two powerful stones just in front of the rings. Tough for Michael Brunner to ignore those. Dangerous for him to ignore those. And for Romano Meyer, there is the possibility if he hits the two yellows close to right in the middle that the one that just rolled over is going to come close to the stone that's already in the back of the 8 foot. River curl back by hitting one first and then the other. He uses the action of these stones to spin up to a corner guard. Jason Ginner now just being asked to straight peel that corner guard. Brunner will look to hit the only stone left in play, back of the 8 foot. And then both teams look like going to be content to exchange hits, and Michael Brunner will try to blank this in. Time clock's not being used here at the event in Swift Current. This is one of the those types of ends, though, and you do have the time clock. You like to finish an end quick like this. It allows you to do your curling refer to banking time. Anthony Bittout looking to make the hit, stay right there. He goes a little bit to the outside. wide enough in the rings now. Schneider might have to think a little bit to figure out where to put the broom, and they wouldn't have thrown too many out here all week. Of course, they haven't played a lot of games either. They qualified through the A, so they've been off since yesterday, early yesterday. Out of the brushers, yet he'd like to hold the shooter in the rings. Makes it and does stay right there. Same thing now for Michael Brunner. Wants to hit, stay right there. You don't want to give Catlin Schneider an opportunity to play a free draw, and you hate to roll just out of the rings and give him something he could do. I think if he's hanging out on this one at all, they'll sweep to roll all the way to the boards. Last couple of hits, the team have run quite straight here. He's cleaning it in. He makes the hit and does roll to the corner of the 8-foot. Stone in a position now that been a few more rocks down this path, and not long. Probably had a few more shots. Spot like this where Catlin Schneider's going to feel comfortable with the broom. Called the brush off right away, and now looking for curl. He'd like to hold his shooter in the rings, force Michael Brunner to make a play on this stone. He does. Michael Brunner on his last attempt had the broom pretty much right in the middle of the rock. Looking to hit and stay. Now he's got it on the edge of the rock, looking to roll to the boards. Short roll to get the blank this time. Still has the broom just inside the edge of the stone. Almost no movement here. Just a little bit more weight on this one than he had on the first. Makes the hit, does roll the shooter out of play. 4 ends in the books, 3 of them blanked. A lone point scored by Catlin Schneider in the second. He's got the 1-point lead. Michael Brunner with last rock again in the fifth.
I've got the bill.
Well, now I've got the tip.
Standard tip increased 2% this year.
That's why I keep you around. So, corn's looking great.
Well, our crop plan is working.
And we locked in that input financing at the perfect time.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea. Let's talk more about next year.
I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
Quarterfinal action here on Saturday night from the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. It's with Current. I'm Sean Joyce, happy to be with you. Catlin Schneider qualifying through the A event. Had last rock to begin the game. He's got the 1-0 lead as we begin play in the fifth. The center guard was first. Michael Brunner came into the corner. Catlin Schneider just called for the come around on the center guard. And just saw coming to the top of the 12 foot. Brunner sitting one right now, the red at the side of the 8 foot. Asking lead Andreas Gerlach to come around from the out turn side. Boy, has to be careful. He can't afford to rub the guard. So, wanted to get down to that Yellowstone at the top of the 12 foot. Probably would like to keep some angle. No, he left a little bit of angle. Tapped it back. Probably got access to it from the intern side now, and you can see enough of his own stone. Put it onto shot rock as well. Yellow is shot rock now. Catlin Schneider asking Sterling Middleton to make a play on the second shot stone, still on the edge of the 8 foot. Try to hit this at 2 now. Makes the hit, but it's a little thin. The shooter's going to come across all the way through the rings and right out of play. So everything on the center line right now. Center guard splitting it. Red in the 12 foot, probably half exposed. Yellow in the 8 foot, the other half exposed. Meyer is going to make a play at the shot stone. The amount of ice they got, and they're probably looking at the back line to hack weight here. Line shot, anything else. They want to get it behind the tee line for sure. Deep the line, they'd like to roll away from the center line as well. Takes the tap, gets it to the back 12, but does hang on. Third shot for the time being. Sterling Middleton going to make a play at shot stone, try to roll back under cover now. Really, the two teams just jockeying for position in the house here in this fifth end. This one's really curling on him too. Makes the hit, rolls across, and this is going to peek out the other side. Another chance for Romano Meyer. Not looking to roll to the middle. He doesn't really want to roll under cover. Like to play away from the center guards. Looking to roll to the outside just a little bit, but the indication was not looking for a big roll this time. If you roll about a rock squid, hard for Catlin Schneider to roll back without risking the jam, but this is going to have to curl just to hang on. Contact a little too thin on that stone, rolls it out. Brunner sitting one right now. That's on the top of the 12 foot. It's half exposed. Catlin Schneider could make a play on it, but you know that if you make it, Brunner likely coming around to set up his deuce that way. Could beat him to it. This is one where, as much as it looks like you're trying to come around the yellow guard and split center, you actually probably want to get right in behind the red, because if you stay on the center line, Brunner can see half of that red and might be able to promote it onto the stone you're delivering here. Lots of late movement here. This is a long ways out. Really starting to curl now. If they can get it to the tee line, they might be able to be right in behind that red stone. One of the things with this late movement they've had all week here, the brushers really have to wait on the stone until it starts to curl. I know it's going to move big at the end, but you don't want to take it before it starts to move. Be able to get it to the top 4 foot. Still a little piece of that yellow stone available, and you know you're going to get some finish past the guard, so Anthony can make a play at it. Boy, this is really moving towards the guard early. Just going to feather tick the guard on the way by. Didn't move the guard very far, but you saw Catlin Schneider take a look at how much of that red stone is exposed now. I think he decided there's no rays available on it. He doesn't have to worry about protecting that side. He can just throw the straight guard. Brusher's staying with it, but really nothing more than a clean at this point in time. They're likely looking at the double peel now. He's got to clean things up a little bit to make sure he's got room to score at all. Makes the hit, but dead jams it into the guard that was just delivered. Does open up enough of that red stone that you can probably promote it. So Catlin Schneider will likely look to take that away. Go the guard from the other side this time. Still probably wants to overlap the guard a little bit if he leaves this clear of the other yellow guard. Michael Brunner plays the run back. Play the guard onto the red, onto the yellow in the 8 foot, try to stick it See if he can't generate a deuce. If he just peels the guards, he's going to get forced. Guards up pretty high. They're looking at coming right around everything to the top of the button. So he's going to settle on. There's no real easy double run. And he's got draw paths on both sides to get into the edge of the forefoot at least. So he doesn't make this one. Make it good enough to tell. Can't get at it. And, he still knows he's going to have a shot on the other side with his last one. Bury this. There's still a chance for the skips deuce. He's picking this one up fairly early. Both brushes on it. Maybe thinking you need a little bit of weight. It looks like he's got a nice line coming by that stone at the top of the 12 foot. Are they going to be able to get it deep enough? Sides of the sweep now try to get that last bit of curl. Comes into the corner of the button area. He is shot rocking partially behind cover. Oh, pretty much dead behind the very long guard, but that one's not really in the way for Catlin Schneider making the play on this stone. Question for Schneider will be how much weight does he want to play here? He can come down, sit right on top of it if he gets to the inside at all. And there was room by the stone at the top of the 12 foot. He could lock on the corner and be very difficult for Michael Brunner to even score. Even if he sits on the corner of it slightly on the outside and leaves Brunner for shot rock, he'd have to go to the other side to score two, and he wouldn't have a lot of real estate. Other option is you can try to tap it, roll away from the 4 foot a little bit, and force Michael Brunner to throw the same shot. No backing. Against two, maybe three, depending how you made it. Rushers will make a decision on this quickly on the weight, and then it'll all be about blind. They'd love to get to the inside of the stone that was just delivered. He's backed away a little bit on this, and now on the offside looking for curl. This might be a little strong. They're going to have to go and make sure they tap it. Catlin Schneider's already turned it away. He's got a lot of weight here. Iced it for the draw. He's got hack weight. Slides by everything. Michael Brunner now with a chance to play the exact same shot he threw on his first one. Still needs to be half in the 4 foot to get his second point. It's not a give me, but he just played it. Just made it. It's not just the thrower where that matters. The brushers just saw a stone down this path, put it in the 4 foot. you have to feel like this is a big shot in this game. 4 ends in the books and only 1 point on the board. A deuce is huge. So Michael Brunner with his final stone here in the 5th end. Already has shot rock on the corner of the button. He's looking to follow it down with his final stone. This one's hanging out a little bit. Nothing out of the brushers yet. Now sweeping for some curl. He's got to get this into the 4-foot. Still on line for the edge of the 4. No panic out of the brushers. Quite patient. They bring it right into the side of the 4. Michael Brunner picks up his 2 points here in the 5th end. He's got a 2-1 lead now over Catlin Schneider. Schneider will have last rock in the 6th.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Sixth end underway already. The first stone, the tight center guard on the center line. Schneider called for the corner guard. Now Michael Brunner asking lead Andreas Gerlach to come around the center. Next line by the guard. That stone right into the top 4-foot, fighting the button. Brunner 6-1. Schneider asking Alex Horvath to come around this time from the out-turn side. It's a small detail, but Catlin Schneider playing it from this side so that everything is cued to roll towards his corner guard. They've got to get by the center. Going to touch it. Now, did he move it off the center line? Michael Brunner could have been there ready to sweep that off the center line. And there's no logo there, which makes it really hard to tell. I think they've decided it was on the, they pushed it off the center line, so the stone is removed from play, the shooter, and the guard put back where it was. trying to remember. I saw a similar situation come up. I don't know that it happened at senior provincials here in Saskatchewan last year. There was a logo in the ice. Now, the officials saw the potential for a problem and dealt with it before it happened, but I think they developed, they came up with a device built on might have been a tri-square to line up to either side of the logo so that they could then stand it straight up and see whether or not the rock was touching the center line. Meyer had the chance to come around again, and he could have made it past the guard, frozen in the face of his own, could have put a lot of pressure on, just rubs off the guard. Got his shoot into the 12, but he is sitting too, but that opens up a little bit of shot rock as well. But he was not happy with himself. So Middleton being asked to make a play on the stone that just came into the rings. He had a couple of rocks over curl on him earlier, trying to make hits and caught them thin, rolled out. In danger of doing that again, makes contact. It is thin. Had a lot of room to roll, but not quite that much. Rolls all the way through the rings. A bit higher. Meyer, another chance to play this draw. Don't hear the players. I'm only going by the hand gestures. I think Michael Brunner was looking to give more ice, and Meyer wasn't happy with the first one, which probably suggests he didn't think he threw it great. So he's pointing, no, put the broom in the same place. I'll throw it better. Rubs the guard again, this time probably a little light as well. Just nibbling the top of the 12 foot does protect the shot stone. Schneider looking at the double on the two reds, the guard and the one that was just delivered. Really Middleton this time makes the double, rolls the shooter off the center line. Brunner looked at coming into the rings here. If he could have gotten a sliver underneath that guard and still protect the shot rocket out, he might have done it, but there's too much room in between them. He's going to play the guard on shot stone. He doesn't want to come into the rings here and leave a chance for the double and the roll behind cover, and that's what he's done. Roll's probably more important than the double, even if you just contact with that second stone and spill it out off the center line a little bit. Fairly close to the nose to make the roll in behind the cover, so if he makes the roll, he should make contact with that stone in the button. might be very solid contact. That's just indicating the weight might be up a little bit. Makes the hit, does catch the stone at the top of the button, but not able to hold the shooter with that extra weight, rolls it all the way out. Sterling Middleton was watching, said it did touch the boards, so that stone out of play. Just leaves the two corner guards now, both belong to Catlin Schneider. Anthony Patel will look to come around now. You're never sure with a come around like this just how well you want to make it. If you make it dead perfect. Jason Ginder plays the run back and absolutely sticks it in behind cover. You'll wish you had only left half of it in behind cover. That shot rock, corner of the butt, or corner of the forefoot, pardon me. Just very close to the tee line. Chance for Jason Ginder to follow it down. He just has to sit ever so slightly on the corner here, and he would have shot rock. Even if he's right on the face in any second for now. Looking away for Michael Brunner to get it out. Both rushers picked this up early. He looks to have a lot of room, but they haven't lifted the brush yet. This might be all about the weight. Got a nice line coming in if they can get it there. It's going to come up a little bit short. With 12 foot. You can still see almost all of the Yellowstone, so it's there to be promoted on the shot rock. That's a problem for Michael Brunner. Coming around the stone was just the back of the forefoot. He also talked about playing to the open side. It almost doesn't matter where you play this. You are expecting that Catlin Schneider will play the yellow onto the red. If he makes it, you're going to be in trouble no matter what you do here. Play the yellow corner guard straight back, I guess, and try to double out the two yellows, but that leaves the same shot for Catlin Schneider. To make the corner freeze, you're still in trouble. So Brunner deciding he's going to split the house, try to sit two. Looking to put this wide enough and deep enough that you can't come off of it to make the double. Rusher's just cleaning this. Picking it up a little bit more now as it starts to curl. Absolutely has to at least be even with his own. They'd like to be maybe a foot behind the tee line on this one. comes to the back 8-foot. That's important too that he gets that deep, because if you're not back there, Catlin Schneider nose hits it, you hit it again, and he might have a double available. He's deep enough now, but exchange of nose hits wouldn't leave it high enough to play the double. Still, Catlin Schneider has this tap back. Play it with whatever weight he likes. Could play the draw tap, but it looks like with that broom, he's looking to kill the shot stone. Needs to hit everything he could see of this. You're a little thin on the first one. You might still make contact with the one in the forefoot, but if you pop it into the hole, the Brunner might have a shot at it. You also don't want to roll too far with the shooter, because you don't want to cover that stone at the back of the forefoot. You might need the extra point. Had to wait on that to start to move. Now it's really taking off. Are they going to get by the front one? No. Boy, almost get fortunate. They make contact with the red at the back of the 8-foot, but don't move it far enough. So Brunner's still sitting 2. No double available really for Catlin Schneider right now. Probably has a fork where he could get at shot rock. He'd have to throw some weight at it though. A little risky. Against 2. Still has the same tap available. He's got the draw available to the open side of the forefoot right now, but Michael Brunner looking to take that away. Some discussion about how deep they want to go. His initial call was just to throw it to the guard. Hurt yourself coming in deep enough to sit third, and actually makes it even harder for Catlin Schneider to play the draw. You play a straight guard, you might be able to throw a draw out around the guard and still get to the forefoot. There's a lot of late movement there. Pretty hard to put this in any spot where you'd have to leave where you do the triple, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. Nothing out of the brushes so far. They don't want to be so deep that they leave the open hit. Standing straight up, haven't bent over at all yet. This needs to come down. It will slide a little deep. Sits 3, but won't be happy with that shot. He's left a fairly routine hit for Catlin Schneider. He can hit and roll to the top of the forefoot, and if he's a little thin on the first one, he rolls right into the side of that stone on the other side of the forefoot. Catlin just looking at it because he want to play it as the double all the way. Might be the easiest way to make sure he rolls into enough of the forefoot. Can't afford to under-roll this. If you get too close to the nose, you won't roll into the forefoot far enough. Probably hit just a little less than half and still roll into that red on the other side of the 4-foot. All from the brushes right away is that he might be a little bit warm, but Sterling Middleton had a rock here that overcurled on him. They've got to go on the brush here. Good job by the brushes. Holds about a third of it. Does roll into the side of that stone. And Catlin Schneider picks up the single point with last rock here in the 6th. We're all tied up. 2 apiece. It'll be Michael Brunner with last rock at 7.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea.
Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
All tied up as we begin play here in the 7th. The first stone thrown with the center guard. We came back from the commercial break. You can see the draw by Andreas Vilak and the rest. Shot rock in behind that. And Alex Horvath will look to come down and sit on shot rock. Sits right on the corner of that shot stone. I do believe Andreas threw the out turn to get that stone in there in the place. Going to look to throw that out turn again to get to the other corner of the yellow stone. It's just a little. No secret here. Michael Brunner would love to see a blank in this 7th end. Catlin Schneider have to play a little bit more aggressively here. Doesn't want to see a blank. They'll take a single point either way. There are some teams in some situations that would even say they'd rather give up 2 here than allow a blank in. Now, I don't know if that would be true of Catlin Schneider. And certainly, the way this game has gone, I don't know if we want to give up a deuce because points have been hard to come by. Sterling Middleton looking to come down to the face of the stone that was just delivered. If you can get maybe just a sliver past the nose, you might be able to line the yellow-red up to the shot stone. got a lot of curling to do that. Moving now. Looks like he's got nice weight. Nice line by the guard. He probably did get just past the guard enough that the yellow-red does line up for the shot stone. Brunner would look at peeling the guard, but he thinks there's the angle there to get rid of both yellows in the ring. You'll lose one red with it. Again, when you've got a team looking for the blanket, you get a chance to move 3 rocks here. He's happy with that. If he peels the guard, he's just going to look at the 1. Meyer going to drive this across the face, the stone in the 8-foot. Catches it and will kill 3 stones. Takes one of his own with it, but he's happy to do that. Again, looking for the blank here. Just the 2 stones left in play now. The red stone belonging to Michael Brunner, shot rock in the 8-foot. Just about fully open. 1 center guard. Sterling Middleton being asked to come and sit on the face of that shot stone. Need to put this on an angle where Michael Brunner can't try to kill all 3 with 1 stone. Sweeping for some curl here, needs to get close to the nose. Big after it got to the hog line, which it's gone all week. Michael Brunner looking at making the play on the guard. Over the top of the 2 in the ring. So he'll jam the second yellow onto the red. Probably have to get rid of it, but he'll be happy to take 2 here. Big weight from Meyer. Just drives it by the 2 stones in the rings, though. Now I think it's safe to say you can expect to see Catlin Schneider throw at least 2 long guards here. You won't want to leave him the chance to kill everything. Michael Brunner will be content to heal the guards, initially at least. At some point in time, he's likely going to change gears, and he doesn't want to be forced. So if you've got 1 already and they are going to guard it for you, he'll try to get his deuce. It's just he won't do it too early. You wouldn't expect him to do it before Anthony Pataud's final stone anyway. Well, Jason Ginter not able to line up the guard, so chance to kill both stones in the rings here. You lose the shooter when you do it. Now the only rock that Catlin Schneider has to hide behind is off center as well. Anthony Pataud in turn, big weight. Can kill the 2 stones in the rings. If you could hit it thin enough, you could pick that yellow clean. Boy, he almost did. Just catches enough of the red stone to remove it. So just the 1 stone left in play now. The long guard just a little bit off the center line. Jason Ginter just through. He'll look to come around it. But try to keep this fairly high in the rings. You can almost come around just the 12-foot. Hoping that Michael Brunner will have to go after the long guard, and you can use the stone, the 12-foot as a second guard. Ends up just shy of the rings. Michael Brunner just straight feels the long guard. That's a better guard to come around. If you come to the tee line, say for instance, around a guard like that on this ice, Michael Brunner can still get at it. But now the stone that's only a couple of inches off the 12 foot, you come around that stone to the tee line, it's still tough to get at it. Towed with the peel. Catlin will try to come around. Gonna have to get close to the tee line here. He might not even mind being back 8 foot on a shot like this. The higher up you are in the rings, the more chance there is that Michael Brunner is going to play the run through. And you know he's very good at those. You're in the back of the 8 foot and he tries to draw, you're probably happy with that. I don't think he ever tries to draw. We'll see. Quick conversation with the brushers, likely about the weight that he needs down this path. Both brushes down early, but initially just cleaning. Still got room. They're waiting for a line call. Coming by the guard, they'll switch sweepers to try to get some extra finish. Couldn't really go on it. It was already deep on its own, but it is buried. And you've got as much separation as you could. If there was any chance that you could make Michael Brunner think about drawing, that's where you needed to put it. They'll discuss their options. I still think he's likely to play the run back. He's played the whole end for the blank. The only way you get it is with the run back here. Now, granted, if you make the draw, you might still have a chance for two. Well, unless he thinks there's enough separation that he can come around, move the Yellowstone just out of the rings. That's what he's indicating. That's the call initially. Now, it's not going to look great when he gets to the hacks. But halfway down, the kid looks back over his shoulder, nods his head. He likes the call. Michael Brunner with the first stone here in the seventh end. He does have last rock in his hand. Electing to come tight by the guard, try to kill that stone in the back of the 8 foot, roll into the open. See if he can't have a chance to blank here. That's just cleaning early. You see them switch as they come by the guard. Try to get some finish now. He's going to make contact with the yellow, but I don't know if he's going to hit it thick enough to get it out of the rings. Makes the hit, but does leave it in the back of the 12 foot. So if Catlin Schneider can hit and stay, he'll be sitting two probably. I was going to say probably gets the force, although it'll be interesting to see. There are some teams that would rather be one down and keep last rock, so you might just hit and roll out, give Catlin Schneider one to keep last rock into the 8th. And again, you can make the argument that once again, it's been hard to score points in this game. Catlin Schneider knows just how well these teams hit, so also he's conscious that if he hits this right on the nose, his rock might be high enough that Michael Brunner can play the big weight, hit, roll over, try to catch the back end of that other Yellowstone, and perhaps get the blank. So you might want to roll the rocks with the way just to even up the yellows. Too sure what else they could have been looking at. Probably trying to see if there's any other kind of an option. Really, I don't think there's anywhere you can put this where the runner doesn't have the option to up one if that's the way he chooses to go. Be a little careful. You don't give him a chance for the blank. Really call from Catlin Schneider was just to clean on this. Starting to move now. He doesn't have a ton of room to roll to the outside. Stays right there. Michael Brunner going to look at the angles. Going to come off that Yellowstone, catch the back end of the other yellow, and go for the blank. And if you're okay being one down with coming home, you give it a go no matter what. You think it's not fair, except these rocks are so lively. And if he gets to the second one, he doesn't have to move it very far. The two yellows are even, but keep in mind when he makes contact with the stone at the back of the 8th, that he's going to be a lot mid higher. Trying to roll across. Well, in the end, it looks like either it's the team's general preference or it might come down to the way this game is gone. You don't want to give up the lead. So they elect to play the draw for one. Needs full 8 foot. Have to play this like you don't have any backing. Hard to, with the amount of curler, it's hard to throw it to the back one and then count on getting the line perfect. Just picking this up fairly early. Now backing away to just a clean. Nice line coming in. They pick up the brush a little bit more, and Michael Brunner with his final stone of the 7th end brings it into the corner of the 4 foot. They'll take the single point and a 1 point lead into the 8th end. It'll be Catlin Schneider with last rock coming home.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.
3-2 as we begin play here in the 8th end. So Brunner with the lead. Catlin Schneider with last rock. Got our scoreboard reversed, but have some faith in me. It's 3-2 for Brunner. Tight center guard thrown with the first one, the corner guard thrown. Now Andreas Gerlach looking to come around the center. Dead buried, top of the 8-foot. I could almost have recorded my analysis of the first 4 shots every end. Wow, this is a little unfortunate. That grabbed something about 2 feet out of his hand. They were looking to come down to shot stone. They might come out of it okay if they get the second corner guard at least. I was going to say, you could almost have recorded the analysis of the first 4 shots, because both teams have used the same approach most ends, and I don't mean that in a negative way at all. It's an indication that both of these teams know how they want to play and they're not going to deviate. Had a chance to do a game earlier on today, and I'm not going to name the team, that would be fair, but I noticed that 3 ends in a row they were in the same situation and they played it 3 different ways. It's really hard to be consistent if you're going to change your tactics that often. Brunner likes the situation in the middle, so they play for the really long guard. Those shots aren't easy. Nice shot by Romano Meyer. Maximum separation between that and the stone just outside the front of the rings, and look how well those are lined up. Another team might have one rock that they're not as sure of, because I noticed when Sterling Middleton knew that this was going to be some kind of a run back hit, he went over to the corner and got a different stone. Makes the hit. Guys it just by the stone outside of the rings. Shooter rolls over and overlaps that corner guard that was thrown by accident. Fire being asked to throw another guard. Brunner probably doesn't love all the corners building up, but as long as they don't let them make anything in the middle, that'll be. This is going to be a little deeper. They're not playing the guard; they're coming in. That might be an audible for Plan B. Well, those redstones close together that Sterling Middleton can try to make two of them go away now. Two guards will be fine. Middleton's had a couple of rocks over curl on him. Gets to the nose of that, enough to make the double, but leaves the shooter right there. They were looking to roll away from the center line. It's their own stone now that's got it varying shot rocks. It's a little bit better for Catlin Schneider, but it's not as good as it could have been. Anthony Patel looking to be higher with this guard this time. And another excellent long guard. Part of the concern for Catlin Schneider is the fact that those two stones overlapped on it would be the right side as we look to the thrower. So Catlin's right side would be the thrower's left. Meaning that he's not going to have anything available on the in-turn side at the end of this game. Probably a little concerned if you keep playing run doubles. If you try to run the double PO the other way, you could take away your out-turn pass as well. So you've got to play everything that in-turn side. Wondering if you might want to make a play on shot rock now. Sit on the corner of it. You can well one right on the corner. Should always have something you could run into it later, possibly for at least the tie, if not the win. Rushers, I think, indicating this might be a little heavy. He doesn't want to bounce off into the open. Line's coming nice now. Going to get close to the face. Not really that heavy either, just moves it back a couple of inches. Michael Brunner, I think, taking a peek to see how much of a port there is on the in-turn side. You'd have to whip it to get through that port, and you wouldn't get the finish. You'd need to touch the shot stone. He feels pretty safe about that in-turn port. Could feel the guard on the stone that was just delivered. The wide in-turn draw as well to come around the two yellow corner guards. Sit two that way. It's an option. It's a tough shot. You've been out there. I don't know if you've been out there in the entire game. If you have, it's been a long time. Looked at and discussed all the options. In the end, they go back to just rolling the guard on the stone that was just delivered. That is the easiest shot that Schneider has right now. The shot they set it up, so they'll play it if they get a chance. Takes the guard. Catlin Schneider looking to come right around everything, get shot rock now. We'll leave that yellow-red combination to right at the very end and probably try to run something in for the extra point if he could set up another counter before that. Swooping on the offside for Curl now, trying to get it off that corner guard. Now they're going to rub it. Comes underneath, and it is biting the rings. They're sitting second and third right now. That stone might be in the way of anything he might be able to run back. Still got, I guess, the angle on the corner guard that would clear that stone. Might see Michael Brunner try to come around everything now and sit on the corner of the button for shot rock. You could play it from either side. He's looking at that wide in-turn on the last shot. Same shot is available to Michael Brunner that Catlin Schneider was just playing, but there's some danger with it. You saw how tough that shot is. He's rubbing the corner guard. And really, when you try to make this draw, I'm going to skip stones now, so it'll be Brunner throwing it. If you're going to get by the stone at the top of the 8-foot, you have to flirt with that corner guard. You rub the stone in the 8-foot and come out into the open, you actually leave an easier shot for Catlin Schneider than what he would have if he didn't throw. Probably just there, no more than just there. So much late finish here. I didn't mind his idea to come around from the in-turn side with the exception fact that it's a guess, complete guess in the 8th end. But it's probably the best result if you can make it. This one you almost have to be behind the tee line. You have to have that kind of weight to hold it straight enough to get between the corner guard and the rock on the 8-foot. Nothing out of the brushers yet. She's still on the corner. Now sweeping it for Curl. Going to do the same thing. Crash the corner guard. She will come across and seem to be a lineup of stones on that center line, but still nothing quite angled the way Catlin Schneider needs. A lot more room to get around on the outturn now. That corner guard has moved over enough that it's probably not a factor now. It's also not really in a good spot for Catlin Schneider if he needs to run it in on his last one. It's pretty thin. just seen 2 rocks down here. Admittedly, both of them hit the corner guard, but they'll get a good read off that because they know that this thing is going to go very straight early. Both of those stones are moving at the end, but the path they needed to get to the button, corner of the button, is going to take them through that corner guard. The corner guard's out of the way now. This is still going to look like it's got lots of room coming by that red guard to put off the center line. And Trick is going to be getting it by the yellow stone at the top of the 8-foot. Line on this has gotten a little tighter early, but brushes are indicating it might be a lot of weight. Curling now, on the one hand, they want to bury it, but the brushers don't want to take it behind the tee line. Comes to rest right at the tee line. It is shot rock. The Brunner can follow it down. If he gets right on the face, it'll still be second shot. Catlin Schneider might have a chance from the wide in turn. If he could ever get just to the inside, he could get shot rock. Catlin Schneider did have lots of room by the stone in the 8-foot. He had T-line weight on his own. They didn't have a chance to sweep to finish it. If they're going to control this to the brushers a little bit, might be able to get to the inside. Second chance in a row for Michael Brunner to make this draw. He rubbed the corner guard on the first one. Definitely got more line than Catlin Schneider did early. Starting to curl now, but he's got a lot of rotation and maybe a lot of weight here. Kind of the same thing as Catlin Schneider, where he threw it to the tee line by himself, and with a little bit more rotation, it runs a little straighter. Catlin Schneider has basically the same shot he just threw for the win. Talking about needing to move the red, he doesn't need to move the red. It's the same shot he just threw. The line would be inside the red enough that it won't matter. Assuming the second one runs the same as the first. As long as you get to the inside of the red, they could play to move it if they had to. One last look from Catlin Schneider to see how much of that stone he could see. Russell will have to make a call on the weight right after he lets go and make a decision then if they're playing a straight draw or if they need to chip in off of it. One brush down, just cleaning. Does look like he might have thrown a little bit more weight here. They're sweeping for curl early. Jason Ginner on the brush, needs to get close to the nose. It'll spill a little bit off the yellow. Definitely threw more weight, didn't get to the inside of that red stone. It'll be just the single point for Catlin Schneider here in the 8th. We're all tied up. We're going to have an extra end in this quarterfinal matchup. It'll be Michael Brunner with last rock.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster. Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Well, I was trying to think about it during the break, and the only thing I can come up with, Schneider seemed determined that he had to move that red stone. Now, it is possible we don't have mics on the players, but he maybe thinks that one stone that throws just a little bit more. So he threw it on the first stone to get it buried and just didn't feel like his second stone had any chance to get to the same path. So we had to play a slightly different shot. Regardless of the reason, he tried to move the red stone, didn't get to the inside, just picks up the single point, and we're playing an extra end. They threw the tight center guard with the first. Going the longer one now, and the offside sweep at the end, they wanted to make sure they touched the center line so there could be no tick attempt. Alex Horvath came around with his first stone, the stone on the top of the 8th, but not dead buried, and probably doesn't mind losing a piece of it. So run back later on. Still will come around from the other side and try to take that turn away as well. He's still got a lot of room by the guards. A lot of weight as well. There's one where if it's going to be behind the tee line, it might as well be in the back of the 8th, but they probably should have picked the brush up on this earlier. It does stop in front of the tee. It is out in the open. Looking at play on the shot stone just to move it back and roll in behind cover. Dead Freesty is not bad to call either. I heard him say he'd love to move the stone at the top of the 8th, but it probably worries him more. Going by the sign language, I can't completely hear them. We do have mics at ice level. I think the concern was if they roll right in behind the yellows, that short run on the red, the 8-foot, pretty easy. I heard somebody say, is there any way we can roll a little bit past the red, then you stick half of it out in the open? I'm not sure you can make that. You can't see anything on the inside of that redstone now, but if you could make it, you force Michael Brunner to make a decision to pick it out, that would lead you to draw. I think Brunner will be feeling guards regardless here. Trying to get to the inside of that stone, taps it back a little bit. He's just ever so slightly outside edge of it. Not a bad result. Rock you can use, and rock Michael Brunner can't really do anything with right now. He's going to play the peel on the guard. Looking for the double peel with big weight. Puts the stone that was just delivered and picks it clean. I'll be happy to have 2 stones out of the rings, but I don't think Catlin Schneider will be disappointed that that one's gone either, because it left the red stone at the key line. Rock can get freeze to the corner of it now. They've got the 1 center guard to work with, and the red stone in the 8-foot can act like a guard. Another chance for Sterling Middleton. Try to get to the inside of that shot stone on the corner of the button now. Nice line coming in that called for some curl. Puts it right on the face of that red stone. Does leave the 2 stones at the edge of the 4-foot in the open. We're looking at the peel on the guard. Looking just at the straight peel. I thought he could play the other turn. If you play the guard across the face of the red in the 8-foot, you could bring it into the 2 in the 4-foot, and that might be what Ramona Meyer's looking at. Drive the yellow guard across the face of the red in the 8-foot. Drive it into the 2 stones in the 4-foot. Won't necessarily get everything out, but if you take everything off the center line, it'll give you lots of room for your last one. So that's what they settle on. With the big weight, but maybe just a little backwards motion on the release there. Make contact with the guard, but too thin, drives it by the stone top of the 8-foot. Jason Ginner being asked to put the guard back, maybe looking to curl just a little bit farther so that the angle's not quite as good to try that. It's there to try to get, if they want, they could also just play the red into those 2. The red's wide open. Look out. This is close. Over the top, catches the red, does catch the side of the yellow, and boy, catches it so well he almost picks it out clean, leaves the red on the corner of the button. Catlin Schneider probably happy he did leave it there because at least it gives him something to work with. Talk about playing the freeze. If you play the freeze, we're just going to try to blast everything out. Look around the corner first, see what they do. What they opt for. Coming around the corner guard, won't be shot rock, but if you force Brunner to peel the corner guard, you can make a play in the middle and at the very least make him look at 2 with the last one. It's in the risk of rolling out and losing the game. He needs to have to stop in behind cover. It might have curled enough that they could make a play on it from the outside. If the crowd moving that stone around a bit, it's probably getting a little flat in front of the hat, so it doesn't feel that good when he puts the stone down. That will be worn down a little bit there. Decides to straight peel the guard. It's the hit. He's going to be a little thick on it. Jump it all the way across. Does stay covering a piece of the 12-foot, but really not much point for Catlin Schneider to put another one around the corner. He's going to have to deal with the middle at some point in time. We're on to skip stones. With the freeze right now, you assume that Michael Brunner will blast it out of there and then try to find a spot to put the last one where Brunner might not be able to hit it and be shot rock. Get in the way of his draw path. You put it somewhere where you hope you make it. It goes just a little too far. I'll make the freeze first. Nothing out of the brushes at all. Now sweeping for some curl. To at least be lined up to that. He ends up tapping it back, but it's still second shot, and there's room for Michael Brunner to make the nose hit sit 2. Important, if only because you're sitting second shot when you come to throw your last one. You can afford to roll out. Talked initially about just rolling to the button. He decided he wants to roll past the center line, even if he rolls long to the edge of the 4-foot, or pardon, the edge of the 8-foot. Only if he sits 2. Catlin Schneider locks a really good freeze on the back. He probably plays a draw. Michael Brunner with his first in the extra end here, a chance to hit the sit 2. Ends up hitting right on the nose, stays about a foot in front of the tee line. Catlin Schneider can't freeze to it. He tries to tap it back far enough to be shot rock. He's going to leave enough separation that Brunner can pick it out. Schneider's first inclination was to play the double, roll to the outside just a little bit. So again, make Brunner look at 2. He needs to be just a little bit on the high side. He can catch the second one on the way by. Might not have to roll completely out of the forefoot. Might still be able to nibble a little bit of forefoot. Well, 8-foot for sure. See if that'll be enough to tempt Michael Brunner to make a hit on it. Might be right on the edge of the Brunner has to decide, am I hitting or am I drawing? First things first, needs to make the double. They're on the brush early. Has to stay just a little on the high side to catch the back one. This is going to over curl on him, drives it by that stone at the back of the 8-foot. If there's any question, Michael Brunner will be hitting now. It's anything on the center line side. Yellow goes away. The stone at the back of the 8-foot counts. Take a look at where that broom is, and this is actually going to be an in-turn that he throws. Broom on the inside half of the rock. You throw the in-turn. Can afford to hit this on the nose, he'll be fine. Because if he doubles out his own at the back, he doesn't roll very far. Anything on the center line side, he's good. Michael Brunner with a chance, just make the Yellowstone go away. He'll put himself through to the semifinals tomorrow morning. Almost had a fall there from Romano Meyer, but he was behind the rock anyway. Brunner makes a hit, rolls to the top of the 8-foot. It'll actually 2 points he puts on the board. Just needed the 1 for the win and goes into the books as a 5-3 final in the extra end. Michael Brunner defeats Catlin Schneider here in the quarterfinal, and he'll move on to play in the semis tomorrow morning. That eliminates one of the 8 qualifiers from Catlin Schneider. We want to thank everyone for joining us all day long and all week long here from the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown on Saskatchewan Curling Stadium. We've got championship action for you. 3 draws tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. My name is Sean Joyce. I want to thank everyone for being with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.